is a very common virus that almost all the world of adults have. That when it's acquired in first time in pregnancy, or even when it's reacquired during pregnancy, can cause a congenital infection that can lead to birth defects and brain damage. It's also the most common cause of transplant-related infections, and in addition to inducing disease in that setting, also can induce graft rejection. So it being the most common infectious cause of long-term disabilities, that right there makes it, as far as I'm concerned, target number one for the next important pathogen that we're combating through vaccination. And it has been we've known about it for, around 60-ish, 70 years now. And we've been pursuing a vaccine for over 50 years. Stanley Plotkin, who led the development of a rubella vaccine, he turned to CMV as the very next target, and had his first paper on a live attenuated approach come out in 1974. It's the most common cause of birth defects, infectious cause of birth defects and brain damage throughout the whole world, both developed and underdeveloped regions. It happens in 1 out of every 200 live-born infants. It's also the cause of fetal loss, and it causes long-term disease in 25% of infants who become infected. And about 10% have some kind of sequelae at birth, the most common being hearing loss, but also developmental delays, microcephaly, seizure disorders, and then also a portion of those infants will go on to develop disease over the first few years of life. And I do like to relate it to, we all jumped to the moment when the Zika epidemic came in 2015, 2016, and was recognized to be a congenital pathogen at that time. CMV is like a Zika epidemic times 10 every year for as long as we've known. So it is a public health emergency, but it just hasn't changed, and not a lot of people know about it. And that's sort of, why maybe it hasn't gotten the attention that a novel virus would.